Hello bloke, we're gonna make ourselves a cheesecake. First, what you gonna need? Graham cracker crumbs. I'm not gonna do that accent the whole time. 2 cups, 6 tablespoons of butter, we're gonna melt it. And we're preheating our oven to 350 degrees. Don't judge my materials. If you're anything like me, you literally need step-by-step instructions. We have 6 tablespoons of butter. What is that? Nobody saw that. Okay, we're gonna put it in the microwave for about 1 minute until it melts. I'm preheating the oven to 325 degrees, okay? Next thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna add 2 tablespoons of sugar to your graham cracker crumb mixture. Sugar, tablespoon, 2 of them in there. If you like, you can add a pinch of salt. I didn't add salt last time, but I'm using ChatGPT, so we're gonna add a little bit of salt here. I did like 3 or 4 turns on this little dial thing. You really don't need that much salt. I didn't even use it last time and it was fantastic. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our 6 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna pour it directly in our graham cracker crust. Graham cruster is the easier way to say it. So then you're gonna take a spoon and you're gonna wanna mix this up until it looks like wet sand. And I'll show you exactly what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's done. It looks like wet sand, like I said. And I gotta tell you, when you pour the butter on that, oh my God, the smell. If you like graham cracker, you're gonna love that. Probably take this time to tell you what you need. If you have a 9-inch springform pan, which I do here, if you want the springform pan, because you gotta be able to unlock that to take the cheesecake out, you're gonna need that. You need a mixing bowl, graham cracker crumbs, sugar, 2 pounds of cream cheese, which I have here from the bagel shop. What I got was 1 pound of the walnut raisin. I've never tried this before. Last time I just used 2 pounds of plain and 1 pound of plain, so I have 2 total pounds. I'm gonna mix that together. You're gonna want an electric mixer, 4 eggs, and sour cream. Yeah, sour cream. It sounds disgusting, but it's freaking phenomenal. All right, so I'm pretty sure that's everything you need. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. Also, one other quick disclaimer. When I made my cream cheese, when I made my cheesecake last time, it came out perfectly. But I was using Google Gemini, and it was late at nighttime, and it said that I had to crack the oven 1 inch, let it cool slowly, and then let it cool for another hour. And it was like 1 in the morning. And I said to Google Gemini, I was like, listen, I'm about to go to sleep. Can I just put this in the fridge now? It's like, no, don't worry. Just leave it out until the morning. Put it in the fridge in the morning. I woke up in the morning. Cheesecake looked phenomenal. Put it in the fridge. Asked Google, okay, can I eat it now? It said, no, you left it out for 5 hours. You can get food poisoning. So the main thing that I want to stress is after it cools down for an hour, after it cools in the oven, put it in the fridge, or you're gonna have to throw it out, and you're gonna be pissed. I'm really sorry about the quality of this video. This is my first time making a video, and I'm doing it with my Galaxy S26. You're gonna pour this mixture into this springform pan, okay? You're gonna do that, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna press down. What I just used the same measuring cup that I had the butter in. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get all of my mixture in there, and then you're just gonna take your measuring cup and you're gonna press down like that. All right, I'm obviously gonna need to let go of my phone for a second, but I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, I pressed my crust down now, and I'm gonna put this in the oven for about 10 minutes at 325. One thing I forgot, I think, to tell you what you needed was pure vanilla extract. You needed about 1 fluid ounce. This is for a 9-inch cheesecake, a 9-inch springform pan, okay? So what we're gonna do right now, while our crust is baking in the oven at 325 for 10 minutes,
We're gonna mix our cream cheese into this bowl. You can use the pie crumbs. It doesn't make a difference at all. I thought it was kind of good to have some pie crumbs in there. You might not like that. You can wash it out, do whatever you want. Just save your judgment, okay? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this and scoop it in there, and I'm gonna use my electric beater. Sorry, everybody. Here. And I'm gonna whisk it together, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Okay, very simply what we're gonna do now is all we have is our cream cheese in there. It doesn't matter, you can just use regular cream cheese. I'm just trying to do something awesome. So I did the vanilla walnut mix with that. And you're gonna take your electric beater here, and you're gonna mix it at a very slow at first speed, and then you can speed it up. And then I'll show you what the consistency needs to look like after that. Yes, you can all make fun of me about that later. And after we do this, the next step will be adding sugar, but right now we're only beating the cream cheese. Okay, so we beat the cream cheese. Look at that. The timer went off for the oven, for the pie crust, cream cheese pie crust. That's about what it should look like. We're gonna do more mixing. We're gonna add other things to it. You're gonna come over here, open your oven. Your pie crust should look like that. We're not really doing anything crazy. We're getting it nice and brown, and we're just, I don't know what we're doing, but it says to do it for 10. The thing that I want to stress is, I'm not a professional. I'm just a regular dude over here making a cheesecake because I'm old now, and I don't have my kids today, and, you know, my girlfriend broke up with me, so I'm going to make a freaking cheesecake. To be fair, I was going to make the cheesecake before she broke up with me. But now it's just like, make a fucking cheesecake. I'll edit that part out. Alright, the next thing we're going to do, we got about 3/4 cup of sugar. We're going to just pour it in there. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to blend it until it feels silky, okay? Super simple. Don't overthink it. That's pretty much what it should look like. You'll see like those swirls in it. And all you did was blend in some sugar. And now we're on to the next step. Alright, it gets a little bit tedious because you have to like put something in, blend it, put something in, blend it, put something in, blend it. One thing that I learned is like when we get to the part with the eggs, you put in one egg, blend it, put in the other egg, blend it, put in the other egg, blend it. There's 4 eggs. It's kind of annoying, but trust me, you just want to follow all the steps. So what we're doing is we're taking this pure vanilla extract. It's 1 fluid ounce. I just pour the whole thing in there. Bloop. Now we're going to mix that up, and then we're going to add our sour cream. I have a 1 pound jug. You could use a little bit less than half of it. I don't remember what I used last time. I thought I used 3/4 of it, but I don't know. We're gonna go with half of it because ChatGPT has me worried that I'm doing it wrong now. Either way, you can taste it, add more. It's always best to do less at first, and then you can always add more. All right, so we added our vanilla extract. It's looking nice and perfect. Now we're gonna add the sour cream, and we're gonna do the same thing. Just blend it up. Like I said, do about half of this and then taste it. You're gonna notice when you taste it after this, you're like, oh my god, that's what cheesecake tastes like. So like, this right now is very sweet, and sour cream just sounds like weird to put it in there, but when you mix that, it's like, boom, there it is. You'll see when you try this. Just for video reference for you, that's how much I put in. Like I said, about half of it. Probably looks like more than half, but you know, I'm an animal. I'm an animal. Okay, so here's what it looks like after you add the cream cheese. This is when you taste it. Because once you put eggs in, don't freaking taste it. Because you'll get sick. Probably. I mean, I don't know. ChatGPT says you'll get sick. It's going to look delicious, but don't do it, okay? Just put the eggs in there. Lick this thing now. Watch, I'll show you. I'm putting my finger in there because, you know, nobody else is going to eat this besides me. If you work, people. Yes, that's exactly what we're looking for. All right, so now we're going to put the eggs in. And like I said, 1 egg at a time. I'm not going to be able to video it because I'm just not a professional. So I'm going to put in 1 egg, 4 eggs total. I'm going to put in 1 egg. I'm going to beat it. Not too crazy. You want to beat it for like 30 to 45 seconds. You'll be able to tell. You don't want to overdo it.
And do that 4 times, okay? And then don't lick it. Another quick thing to tell you that the internet did not tell me until it was too late is you're gonna have to put your springform pan, you're gonna have to wrap it in aluminum foil really tight. I used 2 layers last time with heavy duty aluminum foil, and I have, like, you know, the store brand version. You don't need anything crazy, but you have to put that inside of another pan with near boiling water around it. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? I don't have anything like that. What I have this cast iron skillet. It's like 2 inches tall, okay? And my springform pan fits perfectly in there. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get water to where it's like almost boiling. I didn't even start it yet. Almost boiling when it starts to bubble. You're gonna put your pan in here, and then you're gonna pour the water on the outside. Obviously don't pour it in the freaking cheesecake mix. Come on, you know what I'm saying? That would be stupid. You're gonna put it in there, and then you're gonna put it in the oven like that, all right? But we're not there yet. Letting you know, like, there are certain little things that happens when you're making a cheesecake that aren't that straightforward, and that's definitely one of them. All right, so we've added our 4 eggs. We put them in there, and I'm telling you, man, you put it in there, and you mix it, you blend that up for like 30 seconds. It doesn't take long. You don't want it to get too liquidy or something like that. I forgot what ChatGPT said, but he's probably right. So mine's a dude, at least. You know, he's my bro. I found it weird talking to a female. It's like, you don't want to fall in love with ChatGPT, but we can bro out, right, chat? That's what it looks like, pretty much, after you put the eggs in there, okay? Now we're on to the next step, which I believe is going to be pouring it into this guy here. But I'm going to... So I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have our pie crust. We have our complete mess. You know, not too bad, but yeah, there's a mess here. But I'll clean that because I live by myself and no one else will clean it. But we have our mixture, and we're gonna pour that into here about 3/4 of the way from the top. Okay, I don't know if I'm saying that wrong, but like fill that up 3/4 of the way. That sounds about right. I'm gonna pour it in, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like after because you know, I don't have a selfie stick. Don't lick the filling. There's eggs in it. Okay, promise me you won't do it. Now, if you followed my instructions and you did everything I told you to do, it's gonna look like that, okay? So don't look at that. That's from when I cleaned it last time. I did it. It was the dishwasher. It was the dishwasher thing. All right, it was that dishwasher. But you know, it's fine. Anyway, so that's, you know, it was the whole batter. I haven't thrown any out. So you pretty much just pour it in there. And if you're wondering, like, how do I pour it in there? Do I need to swirl it around? No, don't get fancy. Just pour it in the middle. It'll fill all the way up. And then what's recommended to do is to, like, take a spoon or something and, like, swirl it around because there's air pockets. Okay? I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to start from the outside, but I don't know. I just kind of do what I want to do. And I didn't even do this last time, and it didn't matter. But, you know, we're trying to improve. So that's why we have walnut raisin cream cheese and a spoon stirring it now, because this is an improvement on the last one. Plus, we're not going to throw this one in the trash can, I promise you. Worst case scenario, you know, I'll just, like, you know, feed it to people I don't like. That is not an admission of guilt. I would never do such a thing. So like I said, you got to put the water in. So to get it to where it's steaming, not boiling, I would say when it looks like that, that's exactly the level you want it, okay? We're not really there yet, so I'm going to turn that off. What I'm going to do now is turn my water off also. Everything's off. And I'm going to get my aluminum foil, and I'm going to wrap this thing. And pro tip, not following my own rules, maybe wrap, you know, the springform pan before you pour that in there. I'm not doing that. But if you didn't do it, don't worry, because I didn't do it either, and it's totally fine. So, you know, you're just going to be careful. You're going to measure out some aluminum foil, you're going to wrap it, and you're not going to overlap into the pan. If it does, it's fine, because it's a big awkward piece of aluminum foil, so it's not going to come out perfect. Just cut the edges off, and I'll show you what I mean. Basically what you're doing, the reason you're doing this is because we're going to put this pan inside of that pan and pour that water on the outside of it. And if that goes inside, if it like seeps inside to this, it's probably gonna mess it up. I don't know what will happen. I would imagine it's gonna mess it up. Last time I did it, it worked out perfectly. So yeah, let's go. Also, say hi to Cosmo. Meow. Okay, so I have my big old piece of aluminum foil. I'm gonna take that, I'm gonna set this thing, oh nah, that's okay, no big deal. We're just getting air bubbles out still, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna put this on top of that, we're gonna wrap it around, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so if you're not a good Christmas present wrapper like me, don't worry, because, you know, it's really not that hard. It kind of folds on itself there a little bit. You just wrap it up nice and tight as much as you can, and that's one level. I did 2 last time. I'm going to do the same thing this time. It says 2 to 3. If you feel like it sucks, do 3. You know, but that's pretty much what we're looking for. Okay, this is what we're looking for. All right, nothing ripped. If it ripped, I would be concerned. So if yours rips, you know, do it again. But then, I'm just lucky to have this. Get out of here, bag. You're ugly. I'm just lucky to have this. The fact that this fit this 9-inch pan, I just got lucky. If I didn't have a pan to fit it in, I would have been pissed. Also, these springform pans, buy it on the internet. Go to freaking Burlington, dude. I went to Burlington, and I got 3 of them for like 12 freaking bucks because Burlington's cheap. You know what I'm saying? And it's good stuff. Yeah, so it's last year's season, you know, spring pan, but no one has to know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in there, and I'll show you what that looks like. Magic. It just magically appeared in there. All right, so now we're gonna get our steamy water. See how that's steaming like that there? And we're gonna pour that right in here. And it's gonna fill it up to about, I would say about halfway. And I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll put this sucker in the oven. Okay, so now we have the water in there. It's nice and steamy, nice and pretty. We're gonna take this sucker, you're gonna open up your stinking on oven. And listen, it took me 2 hours to do last time. You're gonna put it right in the middle, by the way. It took me 2 hours to do last time, and now ChatGPT is saying 1 hour. You know, set a timer for an hour and just look at it. Let me put this sucker on in there. You don't want to spill it. Be nice and gentle. You know, hopefully that's obvious. But you do you, man. If you want to splish splash yourself. Okay, so now it's in there. Oven, we're gonna set a timer for 1 hour just to appease ChatGPT. So timer, 60 minutes, start. I did it for 2 hours, like I said. Maybe it was at 300, I don't remember. But we're at 325 right now. And I looked at it and it was like this much over the freaking rim. And I was like, whoa, dude, like that can't be okay. But it comes back down. So you're going to see it rise. That's okay. You're going to want to see like a golden, I guess, texture on top. And I'll show you what it looks like. Stay tuned. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours. We see the cheesecake. We're going to jiggle it. Firm on the outside, but jiggly in the center. I would say that's about done. Okay, you can put it in there for another 10 minutes if you want to, but I'm gonna call that a day on that one. And we're gonna turn the oven off now, and you're gonna crack it, the oven, about 1 inch. And what I usually do is I prop it open, turn the oven off, I prop it open with something like a wooden spoon. But you want it not too much like that. You want it like literally like that for about an hour, okay? Then you're gonna set it. You're gonna set it on your counter for another hour and put it in your fridge. If you don't do that, you wasted all your time. You're gonna get sick. You can't eat it. I had to throw a whole cheesecake away last time, and I'm not doing that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I did my very best to show you how to make a cheesecake. So until next time.